Hello, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to week 3 of Die Party Hollow Earth Expedition. We have the entire crew with us today. Fucking Jacob is back. He solved his power issues. And,
Yay.
yeah. And we are ready to kick it into high gear. I am so excited for this. Like, I've been hanging out all week for this, so I'm just going to get into and introduce everyone. Up first, we have Jacob, who'll be playing Derek Thompson.
Yo.
Next, we have Graham, who'll be playing Apollo Stingray. Up next, we have Frank, who'll be playing Art Strathorn.
Yep.
And I'll be taking the mantle of Rex Holt. And last but not least, we have Dr. Wreckage, who will be our game master today.
Hi everybody. How's it
Hello.
going?
How you doing?
So, Frank, you did the summary last time. Jacob,
This time I'm going to do it because we had a missing player.
true.
Oh, did
that.
I get a style point for that one too?
You should have.
You did?
Yeah.
Sweet. I forgot to
I'm
write it
pretty
down.
sure you marked it down already as well. So don't go adding another one.
Yeah, you had 2 last game.
You
said, so.
sneaky.
Yeah,
Sneaky.
yeah, I have 2. I haven't used one yet. I just didn't write it down on my sheet.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have 2. Because you didn't
Yeah, I
use
should
one.
have 2.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so quick recap.
Dave gets a star point, though, because he used so many last time.
No.
Aha.
Having arrived in Shanghai and gotten your bearings, first of all, at the end of the session before this, you stopped at a tea house, had some liquor, had some tea. Derek Thompson, you ill-advised drank some strange concoction that was offered to you, and for the remainder of the next couple of days in-game, you were experiencing
Onset diarrhea.
gut sweats.
Gut
yeah,
sweats! Oh my
I like
god. That is so
Nice.
good. It's disgustingly
sweats.
accurate.
explaining your absence.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other characters, Rex Holt and Archie, decided that they would explore Shanghai a little bit, do some shopping, do some touristing, since they could. They discovered a strange curio shop run by Uncle Yu, a strangely dressed and enigmatic man who claimed to sell strange herbs, including body parts from dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. We also
which
worked
Archie
out.
bought into fully, and Rex Holt
Hook, line, and sinker.
doubted. However, Archie did leave the shop with some crimson root, which was promised to make him very aggressive in battle.
It's also worth pointing out that we worked out that Wreckage at this point only has one type of Asian voice.
Yes, I do. I have perfected a Pan-Asian, non-offensive Asian accent, which I promptly forgot at the end of last session, so I will be developing a brand new one on the fly tonight.
I wanted you to do the recap as Uncle You. Oh, let me tell you a story.
Last time on Die Party,
Yeah.
Hollow Earth Expedition, I sold some idiot some root.
Meanwhile,
It's okay,
Apollo
let idiots
prepared
enjoy.
for the strange underworld auction by gathering to him a strange assortment of items and costumes. Which brings us to the night of the auction. Rex Holt and Archie, having been invited by the New York Mafia to attend, invited in quotes, forced, paid to, they come upon the pond in the center of town, which is for a lantern festival lit and adorned with many paper lamps. And they are ceremonially brought in on some boats, along with every other gang in attendance, Yakuza, Hong Kong Triads, Russian Mafia, etc., etc. It's all very formal. The auction begins in the tea shop owned by the Green Gang and Dr. Zhang, who presides over the auction from his mysterious royalty box. It proceeds as planned. and the numbers go quite high. The Hong Kong Triads reveal their auction piece, the Tumultuous, an item of legend, which none of the players present would have been able to identify. But it was gold, and it looked fancy, and a bunch of people were bidding very highly on it. So we can all assume that it is actually worth the money.
I can only assume it has healing properties. That's sort of the reason why we were there, at least.
Well,
anyway.
Apollo eventually bursts in on the tea shop, and I say bursts. He doesn't, break down.
I believe I walked very timidly into the tea shop.
He walks very timidly into the tea shop and blatantly tells the maitre d' that he is a British spy who needs to attend the auction. The maitre d' does not know how to respond to this. However, one of the members of the Green Gang overhears Apollo out and informs Dr. Zhang of the presence of the British who want to join the auction.
The British.
And Dr. Zhang, being a polite host apparently, allows Apollo in to the auction, where he stands awkwardly and never makes a bid. The Yakuza buy out as the money goes too high. They're outraged as they claim the Tumultuous is Japanese in origin and they deserve it, but they don't have any more money, so they shut up. The bidding eventually falls between only the New York Mafia and the Nazis, who are in attendance.
The Nazis.
Nazis.
Merci beaucoup.
Ultimately, Balaclava Benny raises the bidding to $2.5 million, which in 1936 is a lot of money. We determined that it was,
200 million,
42.6 million or something?
Something like 45 or something.
Oh, wait, no, that was...
what I got in my couch cushions last I checked.
in modern day money. The Nazis insist that they are walking away with the Tumultuous, and when no one takes their threat seriously, somehow the leading female Nazi incapacitates everyone in the room with some sort of strange audio-based attack.
Mm-hmm.
They make a grab for the Tumultuous, which opens up in a cloud of white mist and mummifies the Nazi who attempted to open it. The female lead Nazi proceeds to blow the mist away, mummifying the entire Yakuzas. And you proceed, in gunfire and a hail of bullets, to chase the Nazis out of the tea house, onto a powerboat. You guys get into a car. They pepper you with heavy machine gun fire. Eventually, it makes it to the edge of the city. They blow a hole in the gates and speed away, leaving you dazed and confused in a torn-up car with a pile of destruction behind you. And to the best of our knowledge, you left a ticking time bomb, literally, back at the tea shop.
Yeah, I was looking through the rule book there, and I actually probably did have a chance to defuse it, but I didn't. So it probably would have gone a lot different if I knew that, but that's all right. It happened.
During all of this, Derek Thompson's still in the toilet.
Well,
Taking a doopy.
Having rehashed female Nazi leader wearing sexy miniskirts and being self-reliant.
Also not
Yay!
blonde or blue-eyed, which is weird.
I thought she has blue eyes, though.
No, she was a raven-haired beauty, which, isn't the perfect Aryan, but plenty of Germans still have, black and brown hair, so it works out. So, having recapped the events, Derek Thompson.
Who is now out of toilet paper.
Has been for some time. He's been improvising.
He just ducked his ass in the water next to the boat and kind of just hoped for the best.
Yep.
You were on the boat with the gut sweats for several days. You lost track of time, but you gathered that they went to the auction without you. Just as you start to feel better, as a matter of fact, you sort of come out of your fever. Your fever breaks.
Dookie shell.
You're on your cot, and you've probably been getting up occasionally to get some water or beer or something.
Anything to take the pain.
Yeah. You're feeling much better as the night wears off. In the distance, you hear the sound of fireworks and partying, you can gather that there's some sort of Chinese festival going on today. As a student of different cultures, you are aware that the Chinese have festivals. Congratulations.
Yes.
Fully aware.
At some point in your gathering of water and or booze, you most likely notice that Professor Clendon, your colleague, has also stayed aboard, most likely still in his cabin, combing over his research notes or strange books or maps or what have you, preparing for something that you're not yet aware of, because as far as you know, you guys are just here to acquire a piece of history that is on auction.
Alright.
Do you do anything particular while you're just trying to recover? Your fever's broken. You imagine you're out of the woods, but is there anything in particular you do to wake yourself up, to liven your spirits?
Not particularly. I don't. I just wanted to get better as fast as possible, so
Maybe
I'm not
lay
just
down.
stuck on the boat.
You're sweating it
Yeah.
out, both internally and externally.
Yeah.
All right, you lay down, and time passes as you treat yourself with rest. Give me an athletics check or a dexterity check if you are not trained in athleticism.
Oh, I'm
I'm
something I actually
trained.
am. All right. Wait. How did we do? Oh yeah. No wait. The stupid thing was just right. 62 greater
So
than 2.
the number of dice you're rolling, D2 greater than 2, that's determined. 1 success. Well, honestly, in your condition, you didn't have that great of odds anyway. Suddenly, the entire boat shifts violently to the left, and you fall out onto the floor, off your bunk, onto the floor with a thud, likely smacking your head around a bit.
Oh, not the shaking.
You hear lots of other stuff fall down in the boat, and you feel through the steel of the hull thuds and explosions coming from outside, not like the fireworks you were hearing earlier.
What the hell? The boat's still shaking, correct?
It's definitely listing in the water, back and forth. That might just be as a reaction to being suddenly surged to one side, or it might be still being hit or peppered or pushed by something. You don't know.
All right. I'm going to try and stand up and head towards what's his name?
Clendon.
Professor Clendon?
Yeah, Clendon. Yes, I'm going to try and head to where Clendon's room is to I mean, presumably he's the only other person on this thing I know that's still on the boat, obviously. So
Give me another check, but I mean, this isn't to fall over. This is just to determine how quickly you can make it through the boat with your dizziness and the boat still listing back and forth.
Hey.
Perfectly fine. You move at normal speed through the boat despite it listing back and forth and your dizzying headache. You reach Professor Clendon's quarters quite easily. You do find him more or less buried under the piles of books that he had stacked up in his research, flailing his arms back and forth, maybe looking for his glasses or something. It's a mess in here. I mean, as you passed any room, anything that wasn't tied down was fallen onto the floor. Obviously, there was a great deal of inertia going on.
right. I'm going to try dig him out of this. Since you said try and dig out his pile of books. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to say, "Come on, Professor. We need to get out of here and see what's happened to the boat."
Derek! Thank God it's you. Is anybody else around?
No, it's only me.
Right. Okay. Well, help me up. We get my things together. The boat could be sinking. We have no idea what's going on. I need to protect my research. Oh, and there's the gear in the back. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Well, my suggestion is probably get off the boat.
Yes, yes, our lives come first, obviously. But my life comes first. Your life comes first as well. Let's head above deck, he says as he gets himself together and grabs his glasses from off the floor.
I'll probably follow him after maybe picking up one or two books that look especially important.
All right, you grab a couple books and follow him. Your previous role is sufficient to continue to maneuver through the deck, although it does look like Professor Clinton has some difficulty being a old professor guy. But he'll make it just fine. You open up one of the hatches that leads to the deck, and outside you see red light. Red and orange flickering light as you look out upon the dock that you had been docked at, which is now on fire in several places.
Yes.
The warehouse that had been right across from you is completely destroyed. And you can quickly see that another warehouse is also completely destroyed, or at least burning down. Several wooden boats that had been docked are also on fire. Thankfully, your boat was, a steel...
Horse.
A steel workhorse, and does not appear to be on fire, except for some things on deck which were flammable are on fire, but nothing that you would need to worry about.
All right. I guess do I see anybody on the dock, or is it just everybody's been cleared out?
You see at least a couple panicking people. You see a couple dead people as well, or at least unconscious, strewn about. In fact, why don't you roll me a perception check at a low difficulty to see the epicenter of the damage, to discern the epicenter of the damage.
Right.
Vaguely enough, you can tell that it definitely looks like it came from the water. And there is quite a lot of destruction a couple boats over. So perhaps something docked in the harbor exploded violently.
Or either that, or it was an attack that wasn't aimed at you, maybe.
I mean, I'm just...
Aliens.
You can hear sirens in the distance, and you think behind this noise of fireworks in the festival, the sound of gunfire echoing through the city.
Is that... What the hell is happening? Professor, I think the boat actually might be the safest place right now.
Yes, you're right. The boat does seem perfectly intact. Are you sure you don't want to go out and see if everybody else is okay? I'll stay here. I must protect my research, as you know.
Well, yes, but I'm sure they'll be fine if they're as half competent as me.
Yeah. Well, okay, he says. If you're sure. And he returns below deck to secure his research. Do you do anything? There doesn't seem to be any active explosions. There doesn't seem to be any active gunfire where you are. Do you take any active actions, proactive actions, defensive actions?
Even if there's no gunfire near me, I'd grab my gun.
All right, so you just want to stay armed?
Yeah, I want to stay armed and maybe go onto the deck, back on top of the deck of the boat and continue. I guess just looking over the situation.
Just keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
As you do that, you will see fire crews respond to the fire, but slightly before that, boats with searchlight type things and siren-y type things come by and start scanning the area. And in general, it seems like the authorities in the are dealing with the strange occurrence by whatever means.
Interesting.
Rex, Archie, and Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You guys are sitting in a hoodless Ford that's been riddled with bullets. The windshields are broken, and behind you is a river bordering street that is strewn with chaos. A couple buildings are on fire. A couple people are clearly dead. and there are people running around in total panic.
Is it the chaos that we caused last time, or have we moved closer to the boat?
This is the chaos that we're picking up right where the game ended.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
To your left and slightly in front of you is the destroyed remains of the city wall that went over the river, and the debris of the gate that previously blocked it. You can still faintly hear the sound of the engine of the boat escaping into the distance.
Is there any boats near us?
There are a couple like gondola-esque boats, like push-stick boats.
I look over at Apollo's muscles, and then
well, firstly I say, "What are you doing? They're getting away."
I do a quick calculation in my head, and I work out that as strong as this apparent wax-loving British man is, I don't think he'll be able to row fast enough to catch up to the motorboat. So I put it out of my mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of like reloading my gun, looking around. I'm just trying to see if I can get the hell away from what is obviously going to be cops coming to arrest us. And at this point, I don't really think there's
Benny
any way I can
same
catch up with them.
thought. We got to get out of here, he says.
Shut up, Benny.
Much as I hate to agree with him, he's right.
This is pretty much your fault as far as I'm concerned.
You're the one with the bad aim, he says, starting that argument again.
Excuse me? I hit every single target that I shot at. How many bullets did you fire today, Benny?
I put the driver down, Benny.
I seem to remember several bullets burying themselves into the side of walls.
Walls? How many bullets do you think I shot?
Well, Rex, it was a whole clip you emptied in that one attack.
Yes, and I hit the boat considerably a lot.
In its armor.
Exactly. I was doing it so that you guys can take proper shots at them.
Approaching.
Is this important?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
You strangers that I don't know.
Who are you, anyway?
This is really important. Can we go? Can we get out of here? Can you drive me back to where we came from?
You want to go back to the tea house?
What I would like to do is drive towards the boat, but apparently that's out of the cards. But so do whatever you're gonna do.
Have the British come up with any sort of automobile/boat thing yet?
It's on the books. It's in the to-do pile, but there's a lot of paperwork that goes through the country.
Siren's slowly approaching. Benny starts the engine again and starts driving back down the road that is still in chaos, although not as quickly as it is.
I continue to have this conversation with Apollo.
Much more difficult to navigate.
I presume the car is conspicuous.
Pardon?
Yeah, is there like an alternate ride we can steal or something?
Yeah, I keep an eye out for other things to drive, like a motorcycle.
Well, there are wagons, there are rickshaws. Doesn't seem like there are cars are common.
I briefly consider the rickshaw and then let it go.
Yeah.
You're all about the upper body, not the lower body, so you couldn't really...
Yeah.
I guess you could walk in your hands. We could tie it to your feet, but that probably won't work so well.
Yeah.
But
you guys slowly get to know each other as you drive through the devastation.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I eventually introduced myself as Apollo Stingray Special Forces.
Stay home. What? One-time war correspondent.
Rex Holt, PI.
What does that stand for?
Private investigator.
God, that was a silver platter you just ignored, Dave.
What did I miss? You're gonna have to fill me in there.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nah, I like it. I like it.
Who's this clown? I point to Benny.
Oh, don't worry about this clown. He's pretty much a clown.
Don't even look at
Balaclava Benny, he says. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
Don't shake his hand. He doesn't bathe.
Okay. I would go to shake his hand, but then I do that thing after he says that where I rub the side of my face like I'm pushing my hair back, but I'm totally bald.
He wasn't gonna shake your hand anyway. He's driving.
Okay.
So I just imagine Apollo sitting in the back.
Give
He
me your hand,
outstretches
I'm
his
trying to shake
hand,
it.
and he just sits there waiting for
Oh.
Benny to like shake it, but nothing happens. And he's just...
Yeah, so I try to play it cool.
you're like you know how you like fall down, but then you pretend to bend down to pick up your to like fucking
Yeah.
tie your shoelaces or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, so do I see any other rides? I mean, you gonna tell me if we see anything?
I'll tell
Actually,
you,
I'm gonna
like
ask-
I said, cars are not common in 1936 Shanghai.
So at this point, I'm going to be trying to work out what it is that the that Apollo knows about the item that we stole,
Yeah.
because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know anything about it. So is there like some sort of role I can do, or do you want me to role play it out?
Yeah, I
You,
kind of
you
want.
have to roleplay with another character.
Okay,
Um,
sure.
Well-
So I turn to Apollo while we're driving down the road in apparently a flaming car.
Yeah, would it not
well, the
be?
car's not on fire.
Oh, okay.
It's just
I just imagine
it's
like
just
like
destroyed in many different ways.
yeah.
Would it not be less conspicuous to walk?
I look down at my legs and I go,
Ooh, sorry. My
yeah.
Sorry, my apologies, sir, Mr. PI or whatever.
It's all right. It's all right. I've learned to live
So-
with it.
Mr. Stingray, what on earth are you doing in the? You didn't seem to have any money with you in the whole sale thing. What was that?
Well, I didn't actually have any money with which to bid. I simply am here as a. I came to investigate the Nazis, not the item.
You do realize the man you were after was not in the room. Surely your investigation would have came up with that fact a long time ago.
What?
You showed him a picture earlier of a German that was
Oh, yeah.
burned.
I
and
forgot
he
that.
determined that the
No, literally, Apollo turns to me and says, "What?" And I'm just like,
Yeah.
Who are you
You know what?
talking about?
Yeah. Who?
Yeah.
Who was
What
that?
now? What man? What are you talking
Someone,
about?
I don't follow.
You showed me. You know what? Never mind. I think I can gather as much as I need from that.
At this point in the conversation, you turn back onto the bridge that brings you to the tea shop,
Okay.
or that the tea shop is attached to, rather, as it is fixated in the middle of this body of water that the bridge
Is the tea house blown
overpasses.
up by chance?
Yeah, is it a crater? Is this like a glass bottom flooded
Tea house
crater?
is
right now?
fine,
Oh,
Huh.
other than the destroyed railing of the bridge that happened when you got shot at by the heavy machine gun.
Yeah, the fucking miracle bridge. Holy shit.
you're welcome, Dave.
Literally could have wiped. Because
Literally
you
could've
all
killed everyone.
popped out and shot at it, and you got so lucky.
Well, I didn't know it was like okay. Thinking back on that, I had no idea, and I should have asked that it was
I mean-
more than just like a rubber tub, sort of
Yeah,
like.
at that point we had no idea. I wouldn't if I'd known they had a freaking 50 cal mounted on the top of that
Yeah,
thing. I
'cause it's
wouldn't
kinda
have
like-
stood on the edge of the bridge shooting him with a shotgun.
It's kind of like we all take pop shots at this boat, and then Wreckage turns around and goes, "Okay, he points a 50 caliber machine gun at you." I'm like, "Fucking hell."
Like that's okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
Um,
Shit.
Benny will pull up to the edge of the tea house where Haddock is waiting. He didn't go with you in the car. There wasn't enough
Haddock,
room,
yeah.
and he doesn't do guns, so it didn't seem to make sense.
He can punch them from a distance.
Well, I'll say, okay, go ahead.
Benny exits the car and goes towards the tea shop, leaving the...
Does he try and walk inside the tea shop?
Yeah.
Benny. As much as I wouldn't mind seeing it happen to you, you seem to be the only course. Anyway, don't go in there. There's a bomb that was set to explode. I don't know if it has exploded. I don't know if it's still going to explode. But maybe you
It's
shouldn't
been
go
a
in there.
considerable amount of time, all things considered. At least
Okay.
10 minutes.
Is that
Which is quite the time for a bomb to have.
all right? So when I looked at the bomb, you're gonna have to remind me here, because how much did I suspect how long it had before it blew up?
It was ticking. You pop the trunk, it was ticking. It looked like a booby trap. Booby traps typically go off not after 10 minutes.
Yeah. It gives you time to get the gold and go away.
That was
So Benny, you might want to be careful when you go in there, simply because they're probably going to be pretty angry with us.
I say, hey Benny, see if you can grab
Just a
that
bit.
Hun down the stairs. We could ask him some questions.
You mean the
Does
man
everybody
that you
get
jumped
out
down
of
the
the car,
stairs?
or does nobody get out of the car?
I get out of the car. I'm following Benny.
All right, Archie goes in.
I'll follow.
Rex,
I guess.
Olive.
Tentatively.
I'll kind of I'll keep pace with Rex because I imagine he doesn't go very fast, and
No.
I will I'll say, so are you going after the Nazis or not?
Well, they took what we were here for, so yes. It seemed like
Well,
it.
you do also. It's worth pointing out that Archie did just mention the Nazi that you knocked out in the basement of the tea house, and he wants to talk to that guy. So
Yeah. Okay. So I just kind of tell them, or I just kind of mention I'll stick with y'all, or stick with you guys for.
What do you know about the Tamataboko anyway?
To be honest, I was just here to investigate the Nazis themselves, and whatever they're doing is completely outside my jurisdiction.
And do you happen to have information about the Nazis you could share?
I may be able to find out that information. I will get on that.
Because
You know
right
what,
now
yeah.
we have...
as you guys are passing into the tea house, having this little conversation, leaving the shot up and abandoned car on the bridge. Some members of the Green Gang come out and get in the car and drive it away.
What? Okay. Well.
Oh, all right.
Well, I make sure that I have my MP4, whatever, MP80, whatever that gun is, with me.
Well, it doesn't have any more ammo, but
fine.
it does. You do have it.
I
an
assume
MP38.
we can easily get ammunition for it at some point.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe. Well, that's the gun the Nazis use. So if you encounter Nazis again, you can get the ammo.
You
off
said it
of
was
them.
MP38?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, it's the
MP31.
9mm round.
Because I couldn't work out what fucking gun it was in this suit. Anyway.
Yeah, but you need a clip that can actually fit into it, Frank. It's not interchangeable.
No, I'm not saying it's interchangeable. Like the Nazis invented that round, so it'll be pretty hard to find.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's standard issue Nazi military right now. Presumably all of the Nazis have some ammo on them. You could probably get some since you're chasing Nazis, presumably. Anyway,
Yeah.
where do you guys go? Yeah, there's chaos. It's been abandoned by civilians, but you do see a much heavier presence from Green Gang thugs than
Alright.
you previously saw.
I'm
you
gonna
also can
walk.
hear some commotion in the basement.
Okay, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
walk up to
follow-
the nearest Green Gang guy and I'll go, yes, I would like to speak to Dr. Jang, please.
I want to hear what the guy says to Rex there.
Ni hao. He doesn't speak English, but your request is overheard by one of the members of the Green Gang who does,
Okay.
and he will
You know what?
bid you.
I want to come stand next to Rex Holt
Okay,
as an,
you stand next.
as an imposing figure. I'll let him do the talking, but I'll do the muscling.
Okay,
And
the
I
Green
walked
Gang
on
member
over.
walks off, and he returns after a wait.
so he
of
just
some
like says
minutes.
ni hao and then walks off.
No, as I said, the one you spoke to does not speak English, but one who does overheard.
Okay.
Trying to keep up, Dave. Jesus.
No, but he didn't say anything to me. He just sort of walked off and...
He did say that he would go
Oh,
ask.
okay, well, I didn't hear that part. Okay.
Any hoozle. The important bit is that after several minutes, the one who does speak English returns and says, Dr. Zhang would like to see you.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
Lead on.
He will, bid you follow him.
All right.
He will.
I waltz on over.
He heads downstairs, but not the path that you previously took, from downstairs to upstairs.
Okay.
You take a different, more back room entrance.
Sure.
I mentioned to Rex that, or I want to ask him like quietly. Did it seem to you that Dr. Zhang seemed awfully calm about what was happening, or was that just my impression?
It would seem like that he would probably have a hand in maybe even what transpired, or maybe even be able to purchase
Plan.
off the Nazis the item in question. Do you know if the Nazis are acquiring these things, or is it something along the lines of they're in cahoots with the?
Well, I don't know about that, but the Nazis that I'm familiar with went to great lengths in Germany, and basically acquiring items like this, mystical items.
Well,
So,
from what I could
this
see,
is
it
one of those
didn't.
things.
It didn't seem to be a fake of any description, unless it was inside another item that made it appear that it wasn't a fake. Have you ever seen anything complex ruse of that description before when dealing with the Nazis?
As the only experience I have is with the mystical boxing gloves I mentioned.
Yes, I would love to show them to a particular member of our crew if you get a chance to.
Just at this point, you come to a door, a large, hefty wooden door that once again has a glyph of a dragon on it. Seems to be a reoccurring theme.
Is this the same
in
dragon
Green
that
Gang's
was
team.
on Maximilian's desk by chance?
No.
Okay. Then I take notice of it, but that's about it.
It does appear to be the same type of dragon that was on the big double door that you entered into the auction room.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Although
It's
it
the
is in
same
a
building.
different pose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this dragon has some significance to the Green Gang, perhaps.
Okay.
Whereas the dragon on Maximilian's desk was Western.
Okay. Is it the same tattoo that Dr. Jang had visible?
He definitely had a tattoo of an Eastern dragon, but it was so faded, I mean, you don't know if there are similarities.
Okay, well when I see him up close, I'll see if there's something there. But otherwise, yeah. I
A
look
Green
at
Gang
the-
member opens this
Okay,
large
good.
wooden door,
Perfect.
and it's dark on the other side, and he sort of just respectfully bows and prostrates himself before you, allowing you to go forward.
You see, in America,
Prostrate.
we do business in the light. Would you happen to maybe turn on some lights for us poor foreigners?
I snort
He says
loudly in
nothing.
Hakalugi.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, I got it now.
Oh, that's what you meant. What did you say, Wreckage? You said something then.
He said nothing. He says nothing.
Okay.
Any chance we can see that Nazi I knocked out? And threw down the stairs?
He says nothing.
Well,
I'm going to walk forward, see if there's anything in the darkness.
I'll put my hand out and just say, let me go first.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Paul goes
I'll,
first.
Yeah, I'll go
Archie.
in.
Paul's.
Yeah, and
I'll trot behind as best I can.
should I begin swinging aimlessly just in case, or should I? I'll wait. I'll wait.
Wait till you
It's-
see something to swing at.
It doesn't take much. It's not pitch black in here. It's dim, and once you leave the more brightly lit hallway, your eyes adjust quite easily. And
I pull out my flashlight.
which
Good-
you
good call.
don't have.
I have. Thank you very much.
See that on your character sheet.
I have a lot of things on my character sheet. I don't know why you don't have the most recent one, if that's the case. I have handcuffs,
Dave's
lighter,
been
knife.
scribbling into the entire time.
I have a wristwatch. I have a flashlight. I have cigarettes. I have a first aid pack. I
Alright.
have
Alright,
I have
alright,
lots of
alright.
things.
Well,
Yeah.
That's fine. Just would like to be informed of this stuff beforehand, guys. Okay, doesn't
I
matter.
sent you the sheet,
Ah.
man. You should be aware of it. Anyway, yeah, I take out
Turn
my
on the
flashlight.
and
Yep.
you can see that it's a lot. The first thing you will see is the Nazi you knocked out earlier is tied up in a chair in the center of the room.
There you
Score.
go, Arch. Interrogate away.
I'll
good sir.
punch him.
Before you can
I
do
pat him.
anything, in response to you turning on your flashlight, a strange, effervescent green light turns on above you, much like that backlit Dr. Zhang earlier in his private box. From somewhere above you, a similar green light turns on and illuminates this large-looking room. It appears to be much like an office. That would probably be the closest
So what, like
Western parallel, although
desks
it's
and
much
stuff?
more ornate and almost throne.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did we lose wreckage? I think we might have lost
We
wreckage.
lost him. Dang it.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, he's totally gone skis.
Hmm.
Well, we'll hang out here for a bit, and we'll see what's going on. Maybe we can take this time to, like... Well, I mean, if we backtrack a little bit, we can continue our conversation, Graham, maybe? In the
Hallway.
yeah, in the hallway. So, like, you know, you were saying something about how...
Well, no, we can just continue in here. I mean,
Yeah. Well, let's say, but, like, yeah, okay, whatever. Apollo, you were mentioning something about the Nazis. You had some information you wanted to share?
so what information?
I asked about the Tamatoboko, and you said that you were hunting Nazis, and
Well,
I wish to inquire about a little more of that.
Earlier this year, I was involved in a top secret operation. I was sent to Germany aboard a decommissioned British warship, the Ambuscade, and in order to participate in the Olympics, 1936 Olympics in Germany.
Yes, I remember them. Read about them in the papers.
There was a secret level to those Olympics. It involved a fist fight, a boxing match between me and my hated enemy, Magnus der Ausbieter.
Sounds relatively German.
Yeah, this was a cover of a cover of a secret mission of me and my team to acquire a item, much as you guys are, well, attempting to acquire. I was a pawn though in that mission, where I was meant to fight while my team was acquiring or discovering the power the Nazis had uncovered, the item, what have you.
Welcome to my world, pal. Except for the whole Nazi stuff, but the pawn part.
Mm-hmm.
You were a pawn in the British Empire as well, Arch? I had no idea.
No, I got sucked into this whole thing. I had a little trouble back in Chicago, and apparently that balaclava dude knows about it. Or instead of dude, I'd probably say gent.
I should have stayed away. They called me back into service. Gave me a pretty penny, but after that my hatred of all German people just keeps bringing me back in.
Where are these items coming from? I've never seen anything quite like it. We were at the auction, and you know, the fair-skinned Nazi lady had like
the Nazis that I encountered were part of a secret society within the Nazi structure called the Thule Society.
The Thule Society.
And this this sounds crazy, I know, but as far as I can tell, the items come from another place, another time.
What, you mean like the past? Are they digging them up in archaeological sites?
Like dinosaurs?
Could be. I really don't know, but the only thing I remember is that in my fist fight with Magnus, there were people there, people in togas and sandals, and the scenery was stones and just like in books that I had seen about ancient Rome.
Huh.
Well, we met a guy who was selling dinosaur parts,
Now,
and I kind of
Arch,
trail off.
you do realize that guy got you hook, line, and sinker.
And I said, "Hey, you want to try part of the route?"
Absolutely not. It'll probably make you pee your pants.
But we're gonna have to deal with this guy in the chair, so
Yeah.
maybe give me some of that.
Oh, he told us it makes you fight better. I don't think we need to worry. Yeah, why not? Take my axe out, chop the root in half. And make sure the Nazi guy can see us too while I'm doing that.
Yeah. While we're talking, I keep glancing back at him like we're talking about him, but we're not.
Yeah. I look over the Nazi like, hey, John, hey, Fritz, there, you speak English? And he probably doesn't answer because Rick isn't here.
Yeah. Everybody else is completely silent except us.
Yeah. The green light comes on. We're just talking about our history.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whenever we started talking, the whole rest of the world turned sepia tone, and now we're just talking to each other in an ether space.
Like, so, hey Rex, can I bum smoke? Doop.
Sure. It doesn't seem like the most appropriate place to smoke, but
you can put it out, dude, if you have to. But well, should we put this on hold till Rhett comes back? I feel like we're kind of scrambling here.
Yeah. I think we need to take a break. We can't really do a lot without our DM here, and that's just how things go. He seems to be 100% offline right now, which is really annoying. It seems like he might have had a power outage, and yeah.
At least I'm not having power problems.
We're gonna give him at least, I don't know, give him 10 minutes or what if he comes.
No, give him time to come back. Of course. I mean, just instead of awkwardly faking conversation that he won't hear.
Yeah. And, well, that's all true, and we played through that, so I feel comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
Stuff, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everyone playing at home, Apollo Stingray was from their test game. Oh, Wreckage is back online now.
Hey, there we go.
In when you want to. Add people. There we go. Mr. Wreckage. Come on, baby. Get back in the call.
I don't think that's what he meant.
No.
Well, I mean, the room was thrown together. Was what I think he was going.
No, it's like a throne room, but like an office. Room. Yeah.
Oh.
Like a throne, like a chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I say we go to break and.
Yeah, sure. We'll go to break and we'll try and get Wreckage back. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll sort this out, and when our DM finally returns, that'll be that, and we'll be back. So yeah, give us a few minutes, and yeah, that'll be it. All right, guys. Sorry to break a little early, but that's how it goes sometimes. All right. See you right back. Hey everyone, we're back from that little hiatus, but Wreckage, welcome back. Hope your internet's stable.
Well, it wasn't the internet.
Oh,
well, while you were gone, we had additional conversation that took place another time, another place. Well, just in this room, but amongst ourselves. I told them what happened in Apollo's last adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And where
that couldn't have possibly happened in this room. It would have had to happen.
Yeah, that's why I said it would probably happen on the way there.
It happened somewhere because we did it already.
Yeah.
So.
It'll probably have to be squeezed into a period of time that's coming up because you wouldn't have had time at any point. But it doesn't matter.
We filled dead air, basically. That's what happened there.
Okay, that works. That's great. I'm glad you did that. Anyway, as you turn the flashlight on in the room and reveal the tied-up Nazi, you also triggered this green light to come on in response right afterwards. And as I said, or maybe you didn't hear, I don't know when I cut out.
The room looks like a throne room, but it's also like
it looks like a cross between an office and a throne room.
Yeah, that's what we got.
It's filled with Oriental paraphernalia. almost cheesily so, almost cliche in its gold leaf and its giant gongs, and seemingly pointless fans, etc.
Okay.
It is in this green light that you notice behind the desk in this room. It's kind of a desk. Behind the large table in this room, almost more of a feasting type table, really, you see Dr. Zhang.
Quite a mysterious
what-
fellow you appear to be, Mr. Zhang. Or is it doctor? What are you a doctor in, if you don't mind me inquiring?
He laughs
Psychiatry.
to himself.
I don't see any PhDs on this wall, like flash the flashlight behind his head sort of thing.
So you seem awful cheerful for someone who just lost a giant auction.
Oh, he got a
Yeah,
bag
tell
of...
us, what's the story?
He might have lost an auction, but he acquired an
I
entire
see.
chest of
The Brit is with you as well.
Yeah, he's grown on
Exactly.
us. Most definitely.
Interesting.
They have similar missions, similar motives.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? And what
He throws-
are
throws a
your
good punch.
motives, Mr. British man?
Complete hatred of Germans, and then I punched the Nazi guy in the chair,
Where do you punch him?
in the face.
He's bound and gagged, but you hear him muffled. Ugh.
I just sort of like put the flashlight on his face afterwards, sort of thing.
Well,
Just leave it
It's
there.
perfectly lit at this point, so
Oh,
yes,
okay.
you can
Still do it.
Quite the
Oh, you said it's a green room, so like, okay, I flick off the flashlight then after. I
It
do
is
that.
lit by greenness, but it is lit to a standardly illuminated amount.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I want to make it known that I've taken off my clearly fake eyeglasses, but I still have the suit on
Okay.
with my Union Jack pocket square.
My, you look totally different, Apollo.
I don't really
Dr.
work
Chang rises from his throne/office chair and slowly walks
Is it like
around.
a throne on wheels,
No?
like a rolly chair? No. Okay.
Roller chairs, I think, have been invented yet.
It's a rascal.
That has escaped modern science up until this point.
Apparently.
The benefit of the rolly chair.
Ah, well,
So, Mr. Zhang, or Dr. Zhang, there happened to be a bomb downstairs. What happened?
He waves
there?
his hand dismissively.
Huh. Okay.
Do
Interesting.
not concern yourself.
And you seemed pretty calm during that entire breakdown of communications and order. Something tells me that you might have known more than you're letting on.
Shine the light in his face.
I don't do that.
Okay. Just,
A wise man always knows more than he lets on.
all right.
I
what
tend
do
to
you-
think.
what is it that
Share
you
some
know then,
wisdom with us?
Dr. Zhang? I give him the air quotes. Doctor.
Doctor.
Many things.
Regarding
I-
him, pointing to the Nazi guy.
Oh, he has told me everything I wanted to know.
Oh, you speak German?
I
Quite
pulled a
interesting.
gag out of his mouth.
Something like that, Dr. Zhang says. You do pull the gag out of the Nazi's mouth, which is easily done. All that comes out is some blood and a tooth. Some drool.
Well, I realize now after I've done that I don't speak German, so I guess I'll put the gag back in.
I nudge him. Speaking English, Z? I don't know how to speak German, for the record. Neither does my
Nothing.
character.
Guten Tag.
Guten sausage?
Ashimi returns. Is
I
my
see.
Shazer here?
At this At this point, Dr. Zhang has moved across his alongside his feasting table, and slowly made his way down from the entire throne and office-y thing is a little bit raised from the rest of the room. He makes his way down, and he crosses over to in front of you and the Nazi. He's a little bit shorter than you would have thought from perspective in the distance. You see that his hair is a little bit grayer than you thought when you originally saw him.
Okay.
And from this distance, you also notice that his right eye is milked over, foggy and pupilless.
Which side?
Blind.
His right eye, which would
Okay.
be on your left side.
All right. I want to start like. I want to stick my my right hand out, and I want to sort of like start flicking my fingers around, see if he notices it. I want to see.
What?
Basically,
You
I
do
want to.
notice
I
it.
want
You
to
do-
see
you do-
how far out his eye can see on the right. Because I imagine if you've got like a. If
I
you're
smack
blind in
Rex's
one-
hand down. I say, the dude's got to miss an eye. He's not an idiot. You
No,
can
I
turn
don't.
his
I
head
don't do it
quarter
in a
inch to the
way
left.
that like I don't walk up to his face and click in his face for crying out loud. It's like I just
There's
want to
literally
see.
no other way to do what you're suggesting.
Yeah, there is. I want to
Yeah.
stick my hand out to the side of my body. I just want to kind of rub my fingers together and see if he like looks at it or anything like that to see if he notices it.
Do
Ignores you
realize
completely.
that he's been watching you do that the whole time.
Oh, what are you doing?
Don't worry.
He's doing
Forget
the
it.
tip signal where you rub 3 fingers together, but he's
Yeah,
doing it to
I-
the side.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. Just put your hand down. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me.
I'm not doing it in
Yeah.
a way that's obvious. For fuck's sakes! God damn it! Forget it. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
I'm trying to establish how blind this motherfucker is, and you guys are like,
It's a weird thing to do, Dave. It's a very
No, it's not.
gamey thing to do.
no,
I
it's
tried
You
to
don't
figure.
just do that to a person.
I
Yeah,
tried
you
to determine how lame Rex is in the same manner.
By pushing him.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just-
You
yeah,
know,
just-
I walk into him a little bit every
Right, no,
so often,
You take his hand and you hit him in
but
the
not
face.
in a way
with
that's
the
obvious.
hand. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
not in a way that's obvious.
Of course not.
All
All
right.
Well, have you ever
Um,
seen those things where people like wave in front of a blind man to see if they're actually blind?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't work on people that can see.
You can't determine someone's cone of. All right, we're
You
talking
know,
about this
there's
too
not
much.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking assholes. Anyway,
Also,
No, you're
the
just
left
making
side
it
of his
easy.
face is the side of the face with the Eastern-style dragon tattoo, which is as faded as you thought it was from your position below in the auction room.
does it look like any dragon I've seen?
I mean, it vaguely reminiscent of the same dragon you're seeing in the
Okay.
symbology elsewhere.
I want to. You said the Nazis' arms are tied to the chair or otherwise bound.
Yeah, he's bound.
I want to pull his sleeves up.
Okay.
Maybe any tattoos?
Oh, he totally has a swastika.
Does it have a dagger in it?
No, this one's just a swastika.
Interesting. I say it aloud.
What did you find?
What's
Got
that mean?
a swastika tattoo. Nazi, obviously, but the the members of the I see when you were gone, I told them about the Fool Society. So should I mention that now or
Well, you just wouldn't have had time to do that.
right? Well,
well,
okay. Well,
whatever.
I'll just say it again then.
There was a compressed moment of time, magic, pixies, fairies. Who cares?
Yeah, that's fine.
It happened.
The previous Nazis I encountered were all part of the Thule Society, like I mentioned, and they had their symbol was a swastika with a dagger in it, but this was just a normal swastika.
Oh, you mean like the boat that we passed on the
Right,
dock?
exactly. I don't know if this guy's just a grunt or nobody, but he's not gonna get us anymore.
He knew more than you would think, Mister.
Enlighten me.
Share the knowledge, numbnuts.
He smiles. You hate the Nazis, yes, Mister Britain?
Yes, Mr. China.
And you, he points to Archie. Why are you here?
Wrong place, wrong time. Story of my life. I'm not a big fan of the Nazis or any assholes that do what they do, but I don't really have much of a choice in coming here.
Yes, interesting. I think I understand. He points to Rex.
Hmm. Do tell.
I think I know what you want.
I look at him blankly.
He begins to circle your group slowly. And as he does, his gaze remains fixed upon Rex. You see, the true value of the Tamatebako was not in its contents.
Okay. Is it something the box does?
Noticed what the contents of the box did to the Yakuza.
Well, yeah, booby traps. Everyone does those. We had those in the war. Take a dead horse, stick some grenades in there, and then boom, you got dead people, and they kick the horse.
Traps aren't worth $2.5 million, or whatever.
The true value of the Tamatebako, he says, continuing to stare at Rex, was the engraving on its 6 sides.
I smile at him.
Now, I can no longer access this engraving, but you can. Can't you? He says, continuing to stare at Rex.
I put my hand up to my chin and I rub my chin and I go, sounds like you want to make a deal.
You see, the Tamatebako's case is a map. A map to a very special place. Shambhala.
Now,
Or
before
as
you
they
continue, Mr. Jang, is there any particular reason why a dying man would want a useless box?
You speak of your employer.
I speak in riddles.
Hardly.
I look to the side
see-
like I'm like a terrible lie. Yeah.
I do not know if any of you are familiar with the tales of Shambhala, or Shangri-La, as it is often called in the West.
A city of gold?
At this point, I'm rifling through the Nazi's pocket, seeing if I can find anything. I'm not really paying attention. Yeah,
Fine.
Shangri-La. I heard of that one.
Yeah, good call.
You find nothing on the Nazi.
I poke him a few times.
I assume.
Oh, there is gold in Shambhala. The tales speak of mystical treasures, magic powers, and a wealth of life, a font of healing.
And the Nazis knew about this, I assume.
The Nazis know of many things. Their grubby little paws touch many sacred places.
From what Mustachio over here told us, they have more of a lust for these items more than the actual contents of them. Do you figure that they know that this is a map, or do you figure that they are simply collecting?
They know of its true origins. They have had a presence in Tibet for some time, looking for Shambhala.
So you're telling me if we know where this coordinates and this map thing is, we can beat them to it?
You might. Or at the very least, you will be able to follow them.
I suppose my question is, what makes this place require a special box map?
Yes.
Just hard to
Yes,
find, or
indeed.
yes,
Shambhala is no ordinary place. You cannot get there simply by wandering around in the Himalayas. Not intentionally, anyway.
Mr. Jang, I'm a man of very short attention span. I look at him and I smile. And I say, what is it that you want, and what is it that you're offering?
I would like to make a deal.
Well, you'll need to elaborate a little more than that.
Your quest, if you continue it successfully, will eventually lead you to Shambhala and the Nazis and whatever you seek from your other employer. However, I seek something rather specific from Shambhala.
Eternal youth?
No,
Dinosaurs?
nothing so
Eyesight?
vague.
Get 2 inches taller?
Somewhere in Shambhala, there is a small glass vial shaped like a dragon and containing a green liquid.
Oh,
If you
impotence.
If you place this vial in my hand, I will make you richer and more powerful than any Westerner has ever been.
Well, that is a very interesting offer.
Okay.
What exactly does that mean in terms of, substantial worth?
Gold,
okay.
women, land, men, whatever you desire
Women.
and more. The world will be your oyster.
What does this green thing do for you?
It is merely a treasure of my ancestors. A birthright, so to speak. I have sent many into the mountains after it. None have returned. With the Tamatebako, I believed I finally had a chance, and it would appear I still do.
So your first thought was to sell it?
He did not sell, he hosted the auction. The Hong Kong triads were selling.
Okay. I should have known that.
So you took wait a second. You're hosting a sale on something you wanted to buy, and someone stole it from you. And all you
More or
wanted
less.
was what was written on the thing.
Yes.
So you took a copy, didn't you?
It was never in my possession.
Why the hell not?
It was the property of the Hong Kong triads.
Okay.
They brought it to the auction this evening, displayed it for the first time this evening. And on any other evening, the Nazis would have gotten away with no trace of their treasure. But amongst us is a man who can reproduce that which he has previously seen. Is that not the case?
Well, it depends. What exactly do you need reproduced, exactly?
The engraving
I
that
poke.
you have seen.
I elbow him in the side.
I know
Well, the
that,
thing is, I
but
don't think Rex hasn't told us that he's got that
Yeah.
perfect memory thing, has he?
No.
I don't think he's told you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
and
even
how
elbows
is
don't
it that you assume that I can help you?
I am aware of many things.
Okay. I tell you what, I'm not really the type of guy you send into a mountainous area, Mr. Dr. Jang. So,
Mr. Doctor.
Mr. Doctor.
I think you underestimate yourself. You will find that your colleagues have come well equipped for this expedition.
Oh, I know. We've got 2 archaeologists waiting for us back on well, I guess you could call
You'd
it a
also
home.
be aware that quite a lot of gear was on board the ship,
Mhm.
seemingly irrelevant to the auction.
Yes.
They likely knew what was coming afterwards ahead of time.
Seems I need to have a word with Mr. Clinton when we get back. But for right now, you want us to get this vial. And what assurances do we have from you that we will get what we need at the end?
Those assurances can be made when you return from Shambhala. In the meantime, as a show of good faith, I can offer you passage through China to Tibet and outside of Chinese borders, free from molestation.
Well,
if your expedition is lacking any supplies, I can also assist you in those areas as well.
well, that would be nice. Didn't pack for
The train travels directly to the border with Tibet. Meanwhile, the river that your quarry has taken winds its way. You should have something of an advantage on them, though I cannot speak for how quickly they will travel.
So,
Are you fairly certain that? Oh, sorry.
yeah, sorry. I scratched my chin. I'm like, you seem to know a lot about this. What information do you have to offer right now about this object? I've only seen it once, and I've only seen it from 3 sides.
The tamatebako comes from Japanese folklore. A man rescues a turtle, and his reward is to be brought to a miraculous place where all of his dreams and pleasures come true. He lives as if in a dream, but he longs for home and is returned from his hosts to his village with the tamatebako. He discovers that not 3 days, but instead 300 years have passed since his absence, and his family no longer lives. In his sorrow, he opens the tamatebako, which contained his age. He is instantly turned into an old man and dies shortly after. An amusing story, but in actuality, whatever it is that is inside the tamatebako, the exterior contains a map to Shambhala, and that is what is important.
All right. I'm a man who won't object to financial aid, that is for damn sure. I do have one request, though.
Yeah?
We need ways to communicate with American soil. If we were to
I'm
take the
afraid
train...
No such thing exists.
Oh, I've seen a lot of random things tonight. It was
I am
worth
in
asking.
possession of no mystical device or otherwise that can communicate over such a distance.
Very well. We will be back here when we can. Do you have a car? I'm not fond of walking, you see.
You will
Yeah,
be
we're gonna need-
returned to your boat. My men have hidden your incriminating vehicle such that the police would not find it.
Yeah, they certainly don't make them like they do in America. And I start walking towards the door.
It was an imported Ford, he says, and then allows you to leave.
I like wave my hand back at him as I walk
I'm walking out. I'm kind of confused about the whole thing right now. So I'm following you guys.
Yeah. As we walk out, I turn to Apollo and I'm like, can we expect your assistance?
The Nazis are going to this,
Shambhala?
Shamalama place. Then that's where I'm going.
Shamalama Ding Dong?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Fair enough. Do you need to tell anyone? Maybe British counterpart or your handler?
I'll make my own arrangements. Don't worry about me. I'll be back for the journey.
Fair enough. I assume you know where we are.
Here?
I mean, where the boat is.
I tell them where our boat's docked, and say, look for the creepy mobster guys and the clueless academic-looking people. That's us.
Right. Got it.
Okay. guess we make our way back to the boat, and I guess maybe that's a good spot for a break as well.
Well, we've already taken a break. I mean, an accidental break. Or did we not take any break time at all?
It was an
Maybe
actual
break
break
time.
time. The second we stopped actually like 1 second after we stopped the thing, you came back on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Well, then let's take a real break. 3
Yep.
minutes, and everyone back to base.
Yep. So we'll be back for part 2 in about 3 minutes, guys. As Rick said, don't go anywhere. There's plenty more of this coming.
All right.